So here's the website that I wanted you to use. These are supposed to be the values from all the people in the population. Well, this is just supposed to be a made-up population. I guess 5 people, and these are all of their values. This actually lets you enter in your own numbers, so you can make up your own population. So here I'll just enter in some of my own numbers. So here I have a population of 6 people, and down here it lets me choose a sample size. Maybe I'll choose 4. This says samples to take 1. This means it'll take 1 sample at a time. And then I want it to calculate the 95% margin of error, which means I have to enter in 1.96. Remember, that was the value from the table. And then if I click take sample from the box, it's going to take a sample of 4 people. It's going to record their 4 numbers, and it's going to calculate the mean of the sample by adding the 4 numbers and dividing by 4. And the sample mean will be this dark box right here. Then it's going to calculate the margin of error by multiplying the 1.96 by the standard deviation of your population over the square root of your sample size, like we did earlier. So it calculated the margin of error for you, and it subtracted the margin of error and added it. So it's subtracted the 95% margin of error down here and added the 95% margin of error going up here. And this whole green line is the 95% confidence interval with the sample mean at the center. And then this blue line is the actual population mean. It's the mean of your entire population in here. So if you added all 6 of these numbers and divided by 6, you would get this population mean of 4. This black box is the mean of the 4 selected people from the box. Now you can repeat it by taking a different sample. It's going to randomly select a different group of 4 people and calculate the mean of that sample. This time the sample mean was a little bit lower. But notice how the sample mean is still at the center of the interval. And now we can do it again. So this time, these 2 sample means, or these 3 sample means, all came out above the population mean. This one came out below the population mean. But all confidence intervals so far have captured the population mean. So this is sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, sample 4. All 4 samples have had a confidence interval that crossed over the population mean. And if you keep going, you can repeat the study again and again with different samples. And eventually you'll get a confidence interval that doesn't include the population mean, because the sample mean will either be too far up here or too far away down here. And I'm going to have you make up your own population. Maybe you can include 10 numbers inside of here. And then I want you to, after you do that, after you enter in your 10 numbers, I want you to change this to 1.96. And then pick a sample size. And then do this 100 times. And see how many of them cross over the population mean. And then what I want you to do next is pick a different sample size, a bigger sample size, and do it 100 more times. And then once again, count how many of them cross over out of 100. But also, I want you to pay attention to whether the intervals become narrower when you switch to a bigger sample size.